Hi, this video will discuss deadweight loss, explain what it is, and show you how to find it graphically. So what is deadweight loss? This is simply the reduction in our total surplus if we move away from the market equilibrium. So there's your definition of deadweight loss. Something has caused us to move away from the market equilibrium, and this captures that harm to society. So deadweight loss results when the goods are not produced, even though a consumer will value these goods more than the marginal cost of the goods that are being made. So again, this is a loss to society when goods aren't produced, yet it would be efficient if they were. So graphically, what are we talking about? Let's provide an example. And we're going to do a before and after comparison to show you where the deadweight loss is. So suppose we have a competitive market and we have these demand supply curves, and you ask, well, where would the competitive market produce? Well, they would simply produce here at this equilibrium point where demand supply intersect. So the price would be this one, P1, and the quantity be this one, Q1. Now, where would be the consumer surplus under that case? Well, the consumer surplus would include A, would include B, would include C. Where's the producer surplus? Well, that's the area below the price and above the supply curves. That would include area D and area E. So where's the total surplus? It's going to be all of these letters, A through E. All those letters will be the total surplus. Now, that's the competitive market, most efficient, maximizing total surplus. Okay, so there is no deadweight loss yet. Now, let's compare that to the scenario where we have a price that is above the equilibrium price. So for some reason in this market, we are going to make a smaller output. We're not making Q1 anymore, we're making Q2. Because the price is now higher, for some reason, the price is higher. Well, it's higher because we're making a smaller output. So we have a higher price making a smaller output. So where's the consumer surplus now? Well, it has shrunk. The consumer surplus now is just A, no longer B or C at the higher price. So consumers lose out on B and C. Where is the producer surplus now? Well, the higher price, producers like a higher price, so their producer surplus now is the area below price and above the supply curve. So the producer surplus includes areas B and D at the higher price. So where is the total surplus then? Total surplus are the boxes that I have checked. That includes A, and also that includes B, and also that includes D. So then compare the before and after. Where are you missing out on? We're missing out on these areas here, C and E. And there's a term for C and E. What do we call C and E? That's right, deadweight loss is the C and the E. Because this is the lower total reduction in total surplus when we make fewer units produced, Q2 instead of Q1. And another way you can see this deadweight loss is, look, these units are not produced, okay, all the way from here to here. All these units are not produced. And these are the marginal cost to make them. They're all below the demand curve, people's willingness to pay. So people are willing to pay up here for the item, and the marginal cost is down here for the item. And that difference between those area, that triangle, that's the deadweight loss. Okay, whenever the demand curve is above the MC curve and goods aren't made, that's deadweight loss. And it's helpful to know the deadweight loss typically has a triangle shape, and a reminder, to find the area of a triangle, you need 1/2 base times height.